Okay, so there's this incredible new sound coming out of Nigeria. It's just full of so much energy and purpose. But here's the wild part. What if I told you the core message of this super modern track? It's actually from a vow made over 150 years ago on a whole different continent. Yeah, we got to get into this. So, this line, this is the heart of the track No Turning Back To by Gaise Baba featuring Lawrence Orior. And by the way, it's gaze, pronounced gaze. This isn't just some catchy lyric, you know? It's a full on mission statement. It's so bold, so assertive, it's really speaking to a generation that's just ready for a change. And you're probably thinking, okay, no turning back. It's just a modern phrase, right? A cool hook for a song. But the story behind this line, oh, it is so much deeper. It's way more dramatic and way, way older than you'd think. To really get the song, we first have to get the story. All right, so first things first, let's meet the artist. This is the man behind the music, and people call him a culture architect. And believe me, it's for a very good reason. He is literally reshaping the sound of modern faith in Nigeria. So, meet Gaise Baba. His given name is Akinade Ibue, and his style is this amazing Afro gospel fusion. Think Afrobeats, but blended with gospel and these really fresh contemporary urban vibes. He actually studied at the Berklee College of Music, which is a huge deal, and he came out with this super clear mission to make faith-based music that a younger urban crowd could really truly connect with. And when you look at his journey, you can see he's been all in on this mission for a while. I mean, his debut album was way back in 2011. Since then, he's founded initiatives like Light Out to connect with high schoolers. He dropped this really thoughtful album called A Decade After. And all of that work, all that commitment, it all leads right up to this song, No Turning Back To. It's really the culmination of more than a decade of effort. Okay, and here's where the story takes a huge turn, a real twist. To get to the bottom of No Turning Back, we have to hit pause on 21st century Lagos. We're going to travel back in time, way back, to the mid 1800s in Assam, India, because that is where this vow was first made. So picture this. We're in the Garo Hills. This is a region with its own deep-rooted tribes and traditions. And it's right here that this incredible story of conviction begins to unfold, a story that would end up echoing all around the world for generations to come. At the center of it all is a man named Noxing. He's from one of the local tribes, and his life changes when he meets an American Baptist missionary. He ends up converting to Christianity, and, well, that decision basically set him and his entire family on a different path from their community and all their ancient traditions. And this was not an easy path, not at all. The story goes that Noxing was captured, he was threatened, and he was given this impossible choice, this ultimatum. Either renounce your new faith or you and your family will be killed. Cool. So yeah, we're talking about a literal life or death decision here. And right there, in that moment, facing everything, Norzeng Seng said to have spoken these exact words. This wasn't some line for a song, this was his final, absolute declaration of what he believed, a vow he made literally in the face of death. But this powerful story didn't just end there. Noxing's last words, they were taken and transformed. Someone set them to a local Indian folk melody, and it became a hymn. You might even know it. I have decided to follow Jesus. And that hymn, it started to travel, moving far beyond the hills of Assam, as missionaries and churchgoers carried it all across the globe. Okay, so let's tie these two incredible stories together. On one hand, you have a martyr's private personal vow from 19th century India, and on the other, you had this huge cultural anthem coming out of 21st century Nigeria. It's the same vow, but in two completely different worlds, separated by 150 years. And this is what's so fascinating when you break it down. Look at this. The original vow, right? It came out of persecution in India. The music was a simple folk melody, and the focus was all about one person's personal commitment. Now, jump to today. The modern anthem just explodes out of Lagos with this infectious Afro gospel beat, and the focus completely shifts. It's not just personal anymore, it's communal. It's a call for a whole cultural transformation. It's just such a perfect example of how an idea can travel and completely transform over time. You see, for Gaise Baba, this song isn't just about making a hit. It's one piece of a much bigger puzzle, a much larger vision. That culture architect title, he's earned it. He is literally actively building a movement. So let's look at how he's actually doing it. So he's not just talking the talk, he's walking the walk. With his Light Out initiative, he's in there engaging directly with high school students. Then you have the Armanda Festival. He's building this huge platform for faith-based arts and music. And on top of that, he has a podcast where he's driving these really important conversations about identity and culture. I mean, that's what an architect does, right? They build things. And really, this is the key. This is what you have to get about his whole approach. What makes it so important is this idea of being an active participant in culture. It's about getting in there and creating, influencing, shaping the conversation for a new generation, instead of just sitting back and reacting to whatever culture throws at you. Which brings us all the way back to the music and the massive ambition behind it. Yeah, it starts with shifting the culture, but the end goal is even bigger than that. It's this powerful declaration of intent, and it's all rooted in a vow made a century and a half ago, now totally reimagined for an entire nation. So think about that journey from a quiet, personal promise made in the face of death, all the way to a roaring collective anthem calling for cultural renewal. If this story shows us anything, it's just how powerful an idea can be and how it can evolve in ways you'd never expect. It really just leaves you with one question, right? Where does a vow like this go next?